my name is Letizia. In today's episode, we invited Alexandru Deaconu, the VAR Project Manager and Instructor from the Romanian Football Federation, to talk about the future of sports and how technology is changing the game. Hope you enjoy. So, thank you so much for being on our podcast. I would like to ask you first, how do you feel like technology has changed the sports industry, especially soccer?
Thank you for the invitation. Speaking about the sport industry, for sure that this industry is also a data-driven industry. And we can see more and more the technologies involved in industry. Related to football, we know the technology is being involved since with the preparation of the athletes and becoming more and more present also related to the fan engagement, to the refereeing matters in the stadium for the fan entertainings and so on. So it's more and more visible, and I think this is just the beginning of the technology involvement in the sports industry.
Thank you so much. So what do you think are the most influential technologies that are being developed currently that will impact the soccer industry and sports?
As I mentioned, sport industry is also a data-driven industry, so we need information. We need information in order to have better trained athletes. We need information to engage more with fans. We need information to present the athletes to the fans. Speaking about the athletes, I'm seeing the technology more and more involved, because nowadays we are seeing the wearing technologies, starting with the normal people practicing regular activities with a lot of devices, wearable on the body or inserted in the sports equipment. So we are seeing fitness tracking, we are seeing heart rate monitors, we are seeing smartwatches measuring a lot of metrics. But this is for the regular people. Speaking about the professional sport athletes and considering the sports as an entertainment show needing very well prepared actors, I'm seeing this technology being more and more developed in order to give the possibility to the coaches to collect the correct information about the fitness level of the athletes. But also, I'm seeing the virtual reality being involved, because based on the data collected from these devices, from the athletes, then the coaches need to analyze the data, to interpret the data, and based on this data, they need to come up with new plans of trainings, with new ways of educating the athletes. And besides the regular, let's say, real environment, they can use the virtual technology in order to enhance or to improve the performance of the athletes.
Thank you. You mentioned this is a data-driven industry. So what impact do you think artificial intelligence is going to have on football officiating?
For sure, we have the technology involved in football since many years. The first step, it was about the goal line technology. Why I'm saying this? Because there are certain moments in the football match human eyes cannot perceive, cannot understand, and they cannot collect the correct information in order to deliver the correct decision. And the first, let's say, situation corrected by the technology, it was the situation, or there were the situations related to the goal, no goal incidents happened during the match. And based on this, it was a company who developed this system, a multi-camera system, which can monitor ball crossing entire the goal line, and with this technology, a signal is transmitted to the watch, which is read by the referee, signaling if the goal was scored. So by using this technology, now there is no need for referees to analyze or to interpret in big matches, big stadiums, if a goal was scored.
Okay, thank you. So, can you speak to any specific examples of how VAR changed a match?
When we are speaking about the refereeing, we are speaking about subjective decisions, because based on the laws of the games, the referee needs to take the decision based on his experience, knowledge, and application interpretation of the laws of the games. And again, because of the technologies, there were many situations when the referee on the field of play took a decision. He doesn't know if the decision is correct or not, but in a couple of seconds, the people on the bench, the officials, or the people on the stadium, which are watching the match live, they knew that the decision of the referee was wrong. So he was the only one person in the stadium who didn't know the quality of his decision, while the rest of spectators, match officials, were aware about this. So this was the starting point. Because the people on the benches, the fans on the stadium, by using the technology, devices, tablets, mobile phones, and so on, were able to watch the match live as well. And by watching replays of the match, they noticed or they realized if the decision of the referee was correct or not. So this was the starting point of the introducing of the VAR. The aim being to correct clear and obvious mistakes of the referees on the field of play.
Thank you. So would you say that VAR impacted positively the relationship between the fans, the referees, the players, and coaches?
I mean, the presence of the video assistant referee has a big impact in terms of outcome of the match. Because there are no more clear and obvious mistakes made by referees which are not corrected. With the help of this system, now those decisions are corrected. So there is an impact, because now the coaches and the players and the fans are, let's say, much more easily to understand and to accept the decision of the referee. If until or before the VAR, a decision, a mistake, big mistake of the referee was on the newspapers, on the media, with headlines for many days. And I make a parenthesis, we are considering the final of the World Cup played in 1966. It was a match between England and Germany. England scored the goal, and nobody knows till today if the goal was okay or not, because they couldn't use the goal line technology. So it's still debatable after 57 years. They are still discussing about that goal. So starting with the implementation of the goal line technology is not the case. So it's the same with the VAR. So there are some discussions during the analysis, the video, let's say, replay, but then there are no more comments about the referee decisions.
Thank you. So this obviously sounds like a really great thing that has happened to the football and soccer industry. But were there any setbacks in implementing this type of technology? Was it hard? Like, what were the struggles?
There were many challenges, many challenges, because each system is as good as the infrastructure and as good as the people which is handling the system. So speaking about this system here in Romania, we faced many challenges. We start from the infrastructure point of view, because the video assistant refereeing is based on footages and feeds which are broadcasted by the TV cameras. So we need good camera angles, good views with good images. And this quality is generated also by the way how the stadium is built. This is the first step. And in Romania we have some few, but we still have some small stadiums which are very compact, which are not so high. And also there is not enough space between that's where the camera is and to the field of play. So not always the quality of the images are very good, and the video assistant referee needs much more time and needs much more focus to select and to find out the correct decision. So we had challenges from the infrastructure point of view. Also, the way how the cameramans are using the cameras, because before the implementation of the video assistant refereeing, the matches were broadcasted with the aim to pass the emotion of the game, to transmit to the people on the back of the TV those emotions. Working with the system, now they have to be aware also about those things, because we need to control and to collect all the incidents which are happening on the field of play. Then we are discussing about the trainings. Yeah, because we changed the way how we train the referees, because we have this, let's say, formal way of training from the fitness perspective, personality, and other, let's say, soft abilities, and then from the laws of the game perspective, application interpretation. So this was the classic way of educating and training the referees. Now with the technology, we add this training. So for the referee, it's very important to understand how the technology is working, to understand how to use the cameras, the angles, the speed, the frame-by-frame system. There are many things behind, so they needed to, let's say, enhance their knowledge with the new technology involved. Also, it's changed the way how they communicate from the video operating room with the referees on the field of play. So there are many aspects which needed to be addressed with the implementation of this new technology.
Thank you so much. So how were you able to keep the referees up to date with the technological, I guess, advancements in the VAR system and also in the goal system?
We have an ongoing education and training process. This is, I mean, a pillar of our performance. One of the pillars is the education. Now we are at the beginning. We just finished the first year of using the VR in Romania, and now we are drawing the conclusion, what was good, what we need to improve. But for sure, we'll continue this ongoing education. And again, as I mentioned, besides the classical, let's say, way of training, we come up with this technology training. So we have a VAR manager, which is me, then we have technical instructors, which are educating the referees in understanding the technologies. So this is the way we go now.
Thank you. So what advice would you give for the high schoolers that are watching or listening to this podcast that want to pursue a career in this field?
In Romania, the referees have many benefits. First, they will be pushed to practice sport, because to be a referee, you need to have a very good level of fitness, to be able to run, to position yourself, and so on. Then this activity is helping you to make quick decisions, to be able to collect all the information, to grasp the essentials, and based on very quick, I mean split of seconds, analyze to deliver correct decision. This activity is helping you to manage individuals, to be able to lead people on the field of play. And we are speaking about players which are very famous, big personalities, and it's not easy from this perspective. So also, it will help you to deal in the future with people. Also, we'll teach you and will help you to improve your leadership skills, because you have to lead your team, which is now formed from another five referees, which are your support, but also you have the replay operators and the technicians, and so on. So there are many benefits. Moreover, being a very good referee and managing to, let's say, get higher and higher level, to become one of the top referees in Romania, then will be very visible, and we will have, let's say, this possibility to be well known, to be part of the sport, and also to become a role model for the young referees which are coming.
Wow, it sounds like such a demanding job. At the same time, it has its advantages. Which
It is, yeah. So, I mean, it's very demanding because, as I mentioned before, we are speaking about the fitness level. Then it's about application, interpretation, the laws of the game. You have to have strong knowledge of this. And then nowadays, because it's the, let's say, the main topic, we are speaking about the technology, you need to understand and you need to learn how to use the technology in your favor, and then it's following the rest of the abilities and soft skills and the benefits.
Thank you. So now that we're approaching the end of our podcast, I have one more question for you. So, how do you feel like technology is going to change sports besides just soccer with these types of devices like the VAR?
Oh, the sport is changing. As I mentioned, we see technology improving the level of the athletes, but also we will see how the technology will improve or will enhance or will develop or will create another dimension of how the sport is watched. Yeah, so for sure, the sport industry has to go in this direction to engage more, to be much more, let's say, open, much more transparent, and to give the possibility for the fans to be much more connected with their favorite sportsmen. No matter what, I don't know, sports we are considering for this. So I'm seeing the sports being much more, let's say, open to the technology. I'm seeing the sports being much more interconnected with the fans, because at the end of the day, we are speaking about a show, and this show is created for the fans. So more connection with the fans, more engagement with the fans, much more, let's say, insights coming from the sportsmen for the teams, with the fans. This is the way how the sport will evolve. Besides, again, the way how the athletes are training, are preparing, how the information is presenting through the media and so on.
Thank you so much. And thank you so much for being on our podcast. It was truly an honor.
I'm very happy to be here with you, and I'm very honored also that I managed to pass this information for the future referees.
Thank you.